Hello, and welcome to the 11th and perhaps last episode of Full Court Press, which we really should have named Podcast McPodcast Face.
Why?
I really think we should have named it that. I'm really regretting that right now. But anyway, I'm Chris Murphy, and to my right is Mario Kart enthusiast Colton Poole. And,
Hi.
And we are sports reporters for the Forum, and we're going to talk about sports. Leading off, or local sports, I should say. Leading off, we're going to talk about North Dakota High School state volleyball tournament this week at the Fargo Dome, Thursday through Saturday, correct? Colton, we'll start off with Class A. Explain.
The East Region Championship happened this last weekend. The tournament went throughout last week, and kind of as expected, West Fargo took the East Region Championship, their first since 2008. And they looked about as well as they have all regular season. They swept Valley City 25-18, 25-14. Valley City, so West Fargo is 32-1 this season. The only team that they've lost to this year is Valley City. And
so much for that.
Yeah, and honestly, anytime that Valley City put together a run, West Fargo had an answer for it. They didn't look like they had any postseason jitters whatsoever, even throughout the tournament. West Fargo, they have four all-East Region players. Callie Hagerly, who had 17 kills in the East Region Championship. And I think, she had 28 in the semifinals against Shanley. And Darian Fiakowski, she was the East Region Senior Athlete of the Year, and she had 10 kills and 16 digs. Tiana Pfaff had 11 kills in the championship, and then Taylor Morris had 27 assists. They can go to so many weapons like we talked about last week and I was talking to Taylor Morris, the setter, about this, how she was explaining like she could set it almost anywhere in the court, and they would still have a good chance of finishing the play with a kill. So West Fargo is
That's frightening when a setter has that kind of confidence.
Right.
That's scary.
Yeah, exactly. And she's a good passer too. She can facilitate this offense really well. So what's amazing about West Fargo this year, they're on a 26 match winning streak, and they've lost 9 sets in that stretch. So I think they swept like 7 of their last 8 or 9 opponents, which is absolutely incredible to me. And they, to me, look like easily the favorites. I mean, Valley City being the only team that beat West Fargo this year. And they played a lot of West teams throughout the Bismarck and Fargo Invitationals. Valley City maybe looked like the only team that could give West Fargo a shot. And they are still a good team. And they're going to the state tournament, by the way, for the very first time ever in program history. But West Fargo, they took care of business. And then out of the East Region, Fargo Davies and Devils Lake making the state tournament, they also looked pretty solid in their state qualifying matches. So,
who do you got?
Thanks for the segue. I wanted to take a look at the Class A tournament, and like I did for the football tournament, I wanted to pick the tournament matches. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully a little better than football. So first is in the Class A tournament on Thursday will be the quarterfinals. West Fargo, East Region number 1 seed, takes on West Region number 4 seed Mandan. They're 24-16, and they had a pretty decent run to even make the state tournament. They're led by Megan Zander, who has 280 kills, Kennedy Harris with 476 assists, and Zander also has 50 aces. Elizabeth Langang has 534 digs. But West Fargo, I believe they played in the regular season, and West Fargo beat them in the Bismarck Invite 2-1. Like I was saying before, they have so many weapons. Fiakowski, she has 297 kills. Callie Hagerly has 383 kills, along with 60 aces and 416 assists. That's another thing, is their leading killer, Hagerly, is also an incredible setter. So
Leading killer? Is that what we're referring to high schoolers now?
Okay.
You made a huge mistake.
All right. So anyway, and Fiakowski and a lot of the other players for West Fargo are good on digs and good defenders. So I'll take West Fargo in that one.
Jamestown and Fargo Davies.
With Jamestown 35-5 this year. They were the regular season West Region champs. Jamestown beat Davies twice in the regular season in both the Fargo and Bismarck invites. Jamestown, they are led by Courtney Peterson with 309 kills, Megan Gaffney with 622 assists, and she also has 83 aces. Hannah Sheely has 611 digs. And Fargo Davies this season, they're the number 3 seed out of the East. They're led by Madison Langley with 249 kills, Kenzie Langley with 862 assists, and Madison Langley also has 50 aces.
I believe Davies only has one senior on the roster. Is that right? Or did I just make that up?
That could be
That's
true.
right, yep.
Yeah, I
mean, got one senior.
Yes, and she is a good senior, by the way. But, yeah, but the fact that Fargo Davies is such a young team and that Jamestown looked so good in the regular season and barely lost in the region championship, I'll take Jamestown.
Okay, Bismarck Century and Devil's Lake.
Century, they won the West Region tournament. They're 33-8 this season. They haven't played each other yet in the regular season. But, Devil's Lake, they did look good in their state qualifying match, beating a good Fargo Shanley team. But they're 21-14 this season. They weren't a top 4 team in the regular season out of the East.
God, you're so mean.
Well, I'm picking the games or picking the matches. I have to critique. So, but Fargo, or rather Bismarck Century, they are led by Megan Anderson with 341 kills, Caitlin Selensky with 816 assists, Bailey Ortness with 49 assists, and Allison Abel with 480 digs. In Devil's Lake, they are led by Kylie Toso with 202 kills, Taylor Winju with 467 assists, Alex Palmer 43 aces, Abby Johnson 361 digs. Bismarck Century, they look like a team that could definitely make a run to the state championship. I'll take Bismarck Century.
Okay, what do we got? Valley City and Bismarck?
Pay attention, Murphy.
Oh, we already did that. We're on to the semis.
Nope, we haven't done that one yet.
Oh, I'm lost.
East Region number 2 seed Valley City versus West Region number 3 seed Bismarck. Valley City is 21-11. Bismarck is 24-16.
Oh, there's 2 sides to the paper.
Yeah, good job. Bismarck, they beat Valley City in the Fargo Invite 2-1 this year. Valley City entered the East Region in the regular season. They entered the East Region Championship on a 10-match winning streak. But Bismarck ran into a good Jamestown team in the semis, and they've proven to be a good team this year. The Valley City, they are led by Callie Hallgrimson with 296 kills, Reagan Inkstead with 774 assists. Inkstead also has 75 aces. Casey White has 810 digs for Valley City. The Highliners, pretty cool nickname.
That's pretty sweet.
Bismarck, they are led by Lexis Mossbrucker with 291 kills, Hannah Steckler with 604 assists. Mossbrucker also has 56 aces, and Allie Glasser has 300 kills even. I think considering that Bismarck beat them in the regular season, even though Valley City does look good, I'll take Bismarck in the quarterfinals.
You sound incredibly confident with that one.
Oh, that's going to be a close one. I barely go Bismarck that one.
Okay. What do you got in semifinals? West Fargo, Jamestown.
West Fargo versus Jamestown. These two teams haven't played each other yet. And these two are the 2 regular season champions. West Fargo, I think what helps West Fargo in this one is their ability to pass to different players and they're passed to, no defense can focus on one player because if you do, then the other is going to take complete advantage. And even if you are able to stop Fiakowski and Hagerly, the two Division I commits, Tiana Pfaff, and they've got a whole cast of hitters who can take over for that offense. I think that they also have a better, well-rounded defense and more offensive threats. So I'll take West Fargo in the semifinals.
The Battle of the Bismarcks. Who you got?
Haven't seen this one plenty. Battle of Bismarcks. Bismarck Century versus Bismarck. They've played each other once this year, and Century swept them 3-0 in a West Region match. Century really limited Bismarck's hitters in that one, and I think that Century, the experience that they've got in these sorts of matches, I think that they've got good enough coaching to do it again. I'll take Century going to the championship.
Okay, and then in the championship, you got Century and West Fargo.
So they played each other 3 times in the regular season. West Fargo won 2-1 every time. Century, they are a really well-balanced team. And like I said, they have the tournament experience, the fact that they won't feel extremely uncomfortable in these sorts of situations. But West Fargo has proven to be so much more in this regular season with the addition of Hagerly, an NDSU commit, and throughout the regular season. And like I said before, they really showed no signs of slowing down in the East Region tournament. They didn't look like anybody had an answer for them. And in that Valley City match, even when they did put together a run, West Fargo took care of it in no time. So I think West Fargo has enough talent and enough poise right now to win the state championship.
So football and volleyball state champions for West Fargo.
Yeah, an incredible fall for them, absolutely.
Not too shabby.
And now let's move on to the Class B tournament. Murphy, you got to cover the Region 1 championship. Tell me a little bit about our local teams in the Class B tournament.
Well, Class B tournament starts with Lemoore, Mitchell, Marion. It begins with them. They've won class to class. They've won back-to-back Class B state championships. They had a streak of 60-0-1 from the middle of last season to this season going before they lost to Medina 3-2 this season. So they're 41-1. I believe, right? Yeah, they're 41-1. They've lost 9 sets all season. I mean, that's also insane. I mean, I know you brought up that streak about West Fargo losing 9 sets in the last 26 matches.
Mm-hmm.
They've lost 9 sets all season.
That's incredible.
Yeah, their two big players are seniors Anna Holland and Jackie Michael John, which I probably just botched. I don't even know if I got Holland right, which is terrible. But anyway,
it sounded fine.
I'm just gonna go with first names now.
Okay.
Anna has 618 kills this year. Jackie has 1,087 assists for their careers. Anna has 2,789 kills, and Jackie has 4,805 assists. they've been playing since they were in 8th grade, and together, since 8th grade together, they're 182-15-1. So
wow.
These two just don't. I'm writing a story. I'm gonna try and write a story on those two before the tournament. They just don't lose. But the thing that's very interesting, and this is where we bring in the Region 1. They pulled Central Cass in the first round, which is not easy. Central Cass was actually 1 point away from beating them in a tournament this season. In the third set, they were up 14-11. Then Anna Holland took over the huddle. They called a timeout. Anna Holland took over the huddle and said, "Okay, let's do what we do." And they ended up winning 17-15. Lemoore did. And so it'll be a good match. Central Cass has that confidence going in. They have 3 very good hitters in Lily Pyle, Maddie Sweep, and Carly Kiefer. They all can hit. Pyle's got 332 kills this year. Sweep's got 236, and Kiefer's got 234. It's a good matchup. But I just don't. Until we see otherwise, it's the old until we see otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how you can't vote for Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion right now. They're ridiculous. So that's what I got.
So I'm gonna pick the Class B state tournament. If you had to pick one, a winner from the whole thing, who would you pick?
Oh, Lemoore. Like I said, until you can prove that these guys can be beaten, then you got to go with logic. And Lemoore, like I said, with those two seniors, especially they're seniors. I mean, this is it for them. They're not gonna go down quietly.
I didn't know guys played volleyball.
What did I say?
Yeah, you called them guys.
Oh, these guys. Oh, whatever. People say guys when related to a bunch of people. That doesn't mean anything.
Here we go.
These girls
There you go.
are very good, and yeah, I just don't see Lemoore losing.
All right. So, like I said, I'm going to be picking the Class B tournament now. I'm surprised you didn't take a shot at my dad at all.
I would not go after your father. He has a wonderful mustache.
My dad, by the way, is the head coach of Richland.
Yeah, way to drop that in there. You're biased.
Yeah, that's why I didn't cover the tournament. So the
You didn't cover the tournament because of the parking at Oak Grove. Admit it.
Okay. All right, that's it. Moving on. The quarterfinal matches. Number 2 ranked Langdon Area Munich. They're 39-3 this year versus Watford City, 26-9-2. Langdon won 2-0 in their regular season matchup. And Langdon, they are led by Callie Roningen.
Oh, you did not plan for that one.
With 419 kills. Rachel Hill with 947 assists. Jordan Worley with 139 aces. And she also has 441 digs this year. And Watford City, they are led by...
Waits for computer to load.
Sorry, Mika Haugeberg with 283 kills. Morgan Rolfsrud with 863 assists. Emma Mogan with 65 aces. And Avery Sundin with 433 digs. Langdon, they look like a really good team on a really good run so far, and they have the second best QRF in the tournament. I'll take Langdon over Watford City.
What do you got for Thompson and Bismarck Shiloh Christian?
Thompson, the number 3 ranked team in the tournament, they're 32-6, but Bismarck Shiloh Christian is 31-4-1 this year, and they haven't played each other yet. Thompson, they are led by Taylor Zock with 410 kills. Jordan Bowman with 562 aces, Mackenzie Hughes with 65 aces, and Hughes with 286 digs. Bismarck Shiloh Christian, they are led by Liz Larson with 245 kills, Josie Gress with 767 assists. She also has 60 aces, and Rachel Miskell has 426 digs. Again, Thompson, I think that them being rated in the QRF means something. They're number 4 overall. I think they have a little bit more offensive firepower. I'll take Thompson in that one.
And what we were just talking about, Lemoore and Central Cass.
Like you were mentioning, a really tough matchup, but Lemoore is 2-0 against Central Cass this year. Central Cass is really strong defensively. They are led by Lily Pyle
Yeah.
with 332 kills, Peyton Richter with 1,124 assists this year. Kenzie McKinnon has 60 aces, and she also has 450 digs. And on the other side, Lemoore is led by Anna Holland with 220 kills this season. Jackie Micklejohn with 61 aces, and she also has 1,051 assists. Kendra Hamlin has 380 digs this year. Like you were mentioning, this is a really tough draw for Lemoore. I was tempted to pick Central Cass because, like I said, they are good defensively, but I think Lemoore is on such a roll, and they have enough experience to win tough matches like they did in the regular season in this matchup. I'll take Lemoore.
Okay. Our Redeemers and Dickinson Trinity.
This will also be a really interesting one. Our Redeemers is number 4th out of the tournament in the QRF and is 36-7 overall. Dickinson Trinity, they're 32-7-3 and number 5 ranked. They were 1-1 in the regular season. Our Redeemers won 3-0 in the last meeting. Dickinson Trinity, they are led by Sarah Meyer with 372 kills, Alexa Walby with 1,088 assists, Farah Zeller with 75 aces, and Amber Sickler with 359 digs. And Mina Our Redeemers, on the other hand, they are led by Carolyn Winger with 381 kills, Eden Olsen, 524 assists. Winger also has 58 aces, and Olsen has 490 digs. I think that I'll take Trinity. I think that they have slightly better serving and ace numbers, so I'll go with Trinity going to the semifinals.
Okay, into the semis, you got Langdon, Area, and Thompson. What do you got?
So Langdon swept Thompson in 2 regular season meetings this year. Taylor Zogshi is a really dominant offensive threat for Thompson, but I don't think that against a good Langdon team that she'll carry the offense for Taylor, for Thompson. Langdon, like I said, has such a good defense. I'll take Langdon.
Okay. And you got Lemoore and Dickinson Trinity, the other semi.
They haven't played each other in the regular season, but Lemoore does have a player named Trinity.
Oh, that'll work.
Trinity has
some dynamite reporting.
Trinity has played some excellent teams this year, a lot of Class A teams, but Lemoore has been so balanced and so dominant in last very few sets in the regular season. I'll take Lemoore going to the championship.
Okay, and then the championship, then you'll have Langdon Area and Lemoore.
The 2 L teams.
It's a lot of L's. Somebody's going to get a W.
Yeah, there you go.
This is why I do this.
So they played each other 3 times in the regular season, Langdon and Lemoore did. And Langdon Area didn't win a single set, let alone a match. I think if Lemoore can get past Central Cass, I think that they have an incredible shot at winning the whole thing.
It's a really tough first round draw.
Yeah, it is.
It's just really tough.
I guess the whole argument is that they once you get to the state tournament, you're going to play good teams,
right? No matter what. Yeah.
But yeah, that's for a number 1 ranked team. That's a tough draw. But if they can get past that quarterfinal match, I like them winning to win the whole thing. I've got Lemoore being the state champs 3 times in a row now.
3 years in a row. Okay, lovely.
Now let's move on to recapping some Minnesota football. Murphy, what do you got?
So let's see. The area had 5 teams going, and only one of them came out to go to the semifinals. You had Verndale, Barnesville, West Central Area, Ashby, and Mahnomen all went down. Ada Borup, Norman County West is still alive. They overcame a 20-7 halftime deficit to win over Bram, and they were down 12-0 to start. They were down 20-7 at half, and they came back and won. And then meanwhile, the other games were just pretty bad. I mean, Spring Grove is a good team, let alone facing a Verndale team with a quarterback with a hairline fracture in his ankle. They're just Verndale. This would have been a good game if Verndale was healthy, but they weren't. So Spring Grove beat them 34-6 in the 9-man quarterfinals. Moose Lake Willow River beat West Central Area 41-14 in 2A. West Central Area was kind of riding a high. Nobody thought that they were going to win the section championship. They did, and then it just kind of came back to earth. Paynesville over Barnesville 58-33 in 2A was kind of a surprise. I thought that'd be a closer game. I picked all of these correctly, just to throw that out there. So 5-0.
Good job.
But Paynesville, I really thought that this would be a lot closer game. Barnesville, if you were able to see that game, just fumbled the ball way too much, and just never could get any type of rhythm. It was terrible weather. I mean, this is part of the argument as to not having those first round games, is so that by now you're inside playing games rather than it's just, I don't know, it's just the weather just stunk, which, I mean, everybody's going to say, everybody has to deal with it, but you kind of wish that teams were indoors by now playing, but what are you going to do? And then Minneota beat Mahnomen 34-22 in 1A. That is the end of the Mahnomen Indians and the Waban Bombers. They will now co-op in every sport from here on out, and they will begin their era as the Mahnomen Waban Thunderbirds, which begins now, this very second. And then, as for Ada Bora, they came back. They were down 12 early, 27.5. They completely dominated in the second half. The Cougars forced 4 interceptions from four different guys, got 4 interceptions, and they also forced a fumble. They're one of the best defenses in the state. That's what they do. Zach Pelsman had 138 yards and 2 touchdowns on 32 carries. They've just been hammering defenses with him. They've just been giving him a ton of carries. Throughout the year, he didn't get that many carries because they split it up. They were up big. They didn't need to do that, but in the playoffs, they have not been messing around, and they've just been going to him like crazy. Ada Bora will get Wabasso in the semifinals on Saturday at 9 a.m. In Minneapolis at US Bank. Ada Bora has given up 83 points in 12 games, which is crazy, but Wabasso has given up 99 in 12. So it's 2 good defenses. Wabasso runs a ton. They've rushed for nearly 4,000 yards with Cooper Taylor, Nick Altermat, and Kyle Jacobson. They start 11 seniors on defense, Wabasso does. It's going to be a tough one, but that's why you're down to the Final Four. I'm still going with Ada. I'm just going to run with Ada at this point. It's number 5 in the QRF, Ada, versus number 7 in the QRF, Wabasso. I'm going with Ada to go to the state championship in their first year as a co-op with Norman County West and in their first year in 1A. So it is kind of crazy. They've gone from 9-man to 1A. They've had to completely redo stuff, completely bring in new kids, and here they are. And it's funny because people didn't like the idea of this co-op with these 2 teams because, people in the sporting world, of course, fear change. And they didn't like it. And now here they are. They went to state as a cross-country team. They went to state as a volleyball team. They were a 5th seed in their section in volleyball, and they went to state. And now here they are in the state semis for football. So far so good with that co-op.
All right, now toward the end of our podcast, like we do at the end of our interviews, we like to ask if you've got anything else you'd like to add.
This isn't entirely huge or any feature-y type thing, but kind of big-ish news broke late last night that Moorhead senior forward Carter Renklev decommitted from Arizona State to open up his recruiting again for hockey. That is not a surprise. There's a lot of pressure on kids to commit very quickly, and I think he committed to Arizona State probably a little quickly, and now he's realizing his talent because with the Fargo Force in the United States Hockey League, in his first 7 games this year, he has 7 points. So I think he's starting to realize that he can compete with the big boys, and I'm sure he's probably starting to get bigger offers. It also doesn't help that Arizona State men's hockey is 2-6-2, I believe, to start off the year, so I'm sure that kind of turned him off. Carter Renklev has opened it. He said he told me that he wants to stay home and be closer to family and stuff. I'm sure that's a big part of it. I think you're going to see he's one of the best returning players in Minnesota high school hockey. He's definitely playing a senior season with the Spuds. He's not going to stay with the Force. But I think he got that little taste in the USHL, showing that he can compete with, bigger kids in a bigger league. And I think he'll get bigger offers. No offense to Arizona State, he'll get bigger offers. And so yes, he's opened up his commitment. So that begins. I can't believe we're talking about hockey, but here we go.
Here we are. All right, so that's all we got. This has been Full Court Press. I'm Forum Sports reporter Colton Poole, and this has been Chris Murphy to my left. And thanks for listening.
Thank you.